It's so wonderful, isn't it, my love?
It really is.
It is. And we're here on the Homewrecker Podcast. We're back again. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about our favorite 90's movies. We're continuing with that.
Yeah.
Because last time we only got to 1992.
3, right?
No.
Or no?
No, 1992.
No, we did 3 years, so 1990, 1991, 1992.
There we go, yes. So, we're going to pick up where we left off with 1993. But, since we've had a little bit of time since that episode, since recording that show, is there anything you want to add?
I must recant a statement I made regarding a certain Steven Seagal film.
Do tell.
Under Siege. I guess I didn't remember which one that movie was. And after we recorded, we were going to watch a movie. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Let me watch the trailer for it. So I watched it. And I'm like, oh, wait, I do like this movie. And we watched it again. And I do indeed like that movie. So I apologize. I was wrong.
Well, I'm glad that you recognized your mistake.
Yes, I was
and
wrong. I was just trying to be...
Actually really did enjoy that movie.
I did.
Because it's awesome.
Hey, when I'm wrong, I'll admit it.
I'll give you that. You do admit when you're wrong. I try to do the same. I'm a little more stubborn than you are, but...
I'll admit when I'm wrong, and I was wrong.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. It's actually a really awesome movie.
Yes,
Under Siege. Watch it.
Yes, Under Siege. Was there any other notes for anything that we spoke about last week?
I think it was just that movie.
Just that movie?
Mm-hmm.
That was it?
That was it.
Okay. We talked about that movie Forever Young with Mel Gibson.
Yes.
Right? And we were trying to think of the name of the movie because you had mentioned the one where he's scarred.
Yeah.
Right? And we couldn't think of the name. Well, I looked it up, obviously, afterwards. And it's The Man Without a Face.
That's
and it's
it.
not Elijah Wood. It's Nick Stahl who plays the young boy.
I knew it was, like, another person. A young male.
Yes, it was a young male. But it was not Elijah Wood. It was Nick Stahl. So, we've got that out of the way. Is there anything else that we spoke of that maybe we spoke in error, or maybe did we leave something out on any of those years?
I don't know. Are you trying to...
I'm asking you if you've got anything. I've got nothing else.
I
That was my only notes.
I just wanted to notate my mistake, my error.
Okay.
I'll come out. I don't hate Steven Seagal movies. I actually, when we watch them, I end up being really enthralled by it. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to go do what I was supposed to do because I want to watch the movie.
They're just fun. I mean, it's not like they're these awesome stories or anything. They're just fun.
Yeah.
That's all. They're just fun.
We did notice Steven Seagal when he talks. He's so soft-spoken.
He's very soft. Yeah, he speaks very softly. Very, very softly.
He lets his hands do the talking.
Right, exactly. I think it's that whole warrior mystique and mentality. Speaking of him, have you ever watched him, the show where he's like a cop?
No.
Like where he's a he's
he's like a legit police officer.
Yeah. He's
I think for a sheriff's
deputized
department.
or something like that. And I can't remember where it is. You've never seen that though?
No.
We gotta find that because I've seen a couple episodes of it years ago. I don't know if it's still on or not. I really don't know. But we'll have to look and see if we can find that online somewhere because it's pretty entertaining if nothing else.
This.
I mean, think about it. You're like a drug dealer or there's like a domestic dispute or something, and the police are called. And who comes knocking on your door? It's Steven Seagal.
I would be getting in trouble all the time.
What would you do?
I constantly have the cops at my house if Steven Seagal was working for that department.
Oh, man. You just, you open the door and there's Steven Seagal. So is there a problem here? What seems to be the problem?
I'd be like calling, there's a domestic disturbance at this address, and giving my address so he could come to my house. Be like,
terrible.
Let's go watch Under Siege together.
Yeah, so Steven Seagal, awesome. Just fantastic. He has so many movies out. I mean, we could probably do a podcast just on Steven Seagal movies. If there isn't one already out there, maybe we should do... I'm saying you could start a separate podcast, aside from Homewrecker Podcast, just doing Steven Seagal movies and Nicolas Cage movies.
Yeah.
They've both done so many movies. It seems like there's a new one coming out like every other month.
Yeah.
Always direct-to-video. And probably always awesome. I haven't seen many of them. I haven't seen really any of the newer Seagal or Nicolas Cage movies.
I guess I know what we're doing this weekend.
Ha! Yes. So, yeah, I mean, there's just so many, but Seagal's awesome. That's it. That's all. I don't know him personally, obviously. I don't know much about the man's personal life. I just know his entertainment is awesome. For me.
Does it really matter? Because we like his movies.
Yeah,
right?
That's really what you should judge it on anyway. I don't care about anything else. He entertains me, and that's why I watch him, for entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, why don't we move on into our favorite 90s movies?
Yeah.
We're still in the early 90s. We're going to pick up at
93.
1993.
Do you want to start this time?
No, I like it when you start.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead.
First movie, Jurassic Park.
On my list.
Yes, that movie was something where I remember when I saw that, I just thought, I want a pet dinosaur. But of course, I'm like, why would you make the dinosaurs that are like terrifying and can go wild and kill people and cause so much damage? Why wouldn't you just make like the nice ones? I was just thinking if it was real life. What?
If it was real, yeah, you're right.
I was freaking 12.
Did you see that in the movie theater, or did you wait till
I
that
don't
came out
think
on
so.
video?
I think I waited till
I saw that in the movie theater. That was definitely I have to go see that in the theater.
I feel like the computer animation in it that they
CGI?
did. Yes, thank you, CGI.
Yeah.
Felt like they did a really good job.
I mean, we watched that recently in the last couple of years, and I think it still holds up.
It does.
It still holds up. Yeah. So, yeah, great.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. It was based on a Michael Crichton novel. I never read the book. I always wanted to, just to kind of see the differences, but I never did. Just a random thought. I figured I'd toss in there.
Nice.
All right,
Good
next.
to know. Dazed and Confused.
I've never
Check
seen
you
that movie.
later.
I've never seen that movie.
Matthew McConaughey. I think that was like one of his first
He's in that?
big roles.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one who he's hanging out trying to pick up the young girls.
Maybe you didn't hear me when I said I have never seen it.
Oh yeah.
So
Sorry.
I don't
For
know.
anyone who doesn't
So I
maybe
don't know what you're
remember that they
talking
have
about.
seen it. But yeah, maybe you've heard about him in it. Yeah. It's
Interesting.
basically about high school kids back in the 70s, and they go to a party and they get high and they get drunk and kind of a coming of age type story. Good soundtrack. Good music. It's a fun movie.
Great. Maybe we'll watch it sometime. But probably not. What else you got?
I know you've got this one. The Fugitive.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Tommy Lee Jones, Harrison Ford.
Great movie.
Yes.
Based on a true story. Supposedly.
Yeah, I remember hearing that it was based on a true story.
It's funny because it's got a pro wrestling tie-in as well. Dr. Sam Shepard was the physician who was wrongly accused of murder, went on the run, all that kind of thing. And he actually got into professional wrestling. He's the guy that used, any pro wrestling fans out there that are familiar with Mankind, Mick Foley, who does he used the mandible claw, basically took his middle and ring finger, and would shove them in a guy's mouth, and it would render them incapacitated. Well, he's the guy that invented the mandible claw. It was Dr. Sam Shepard. That's where Mick Foley got it from. Yeah, the fun little interesting trivia.
The things we learn.
Well, that you learn, I already knew that.
Okay,
So
well,
I
I'm
didn't
saying
know.
like we as the audience in general.
Yeah, I didn't
Whoever
learn it.
didn't
You're
know
learning.
that
I didn't
learned
learn
it.
it.
Okay.
I already knew it. Damn it. But yeah, anyway, that was just interesting. The face. Just interesting little tie in there.
Yes, that is interesting.
That was a great movie, though.
It really
That
was.
was a really good movie.
Yeah, and then of course you have, was it Ace Ventura, where like they kind of, where he's like, it wasn't me. Was it Ace Ventura? It's like, it was the one-armed man, and he has like this like sleeve hanging down from the shirt. Jim Carrey movie references that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember which movie
But yeah.
that is the references it, but sure, it wouldn't surprise me. It was a big hit, so
Yeah.
great movie. Well acted.
Next.
Tommy Lee Jones was awesome in it. Harrison Ford's awesome in it.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Next movie, The Sandlot.
That's a good movie.
Did you ever watch it before we watched it with the kids?
The first time I ever saw it was with you and the kids. I'd never seen it before that.
I saw it when it came out on video, and that was just such a fun movie. And I love Dennis Leary, so he was in it, bonus. But it was just, I feel like as a kid watching it, it was fun to watch, and you can kind of relate to certain things, especially like if you're a kid and you don't quite fit in, or you just moved to a new town. I didn't even like baseball. Love that movie. And then you watch it as an adult, and it still holds up. It's a great movie. And it's great to watch with your kids.
Yeah, it is a really, really good movie. Absolutely.
Next movie I have, Groundhog Day. Bill Murray, Andy McDowell, yes.
Love that movie. That's another one. I saw that in the theater when it came out.
And think about the references. Like, Groundhog Day, like you're at work, and it's the same shit over and over. Groundhog Day. Yep. It gets referenced so often.
Yeah, it definitely has a place in today's modern pulp culture. Pop culture. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it has a place because people still reference it all the time, and it's another movie. You can watch it today, and I feel like it still holds up.
Yeah. It's one of those classics.
Great movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Now, my next movie, Mrs. Doubtfire. And it was funny because I was thinking about this when I was making my list. Mrs. Doubtfire was a movie where when I watched it as a kid, I didn't take it as a movie about divorce. I took it as a movie about a dad who dressed as a woman, an old woman. But it was fun and funny, and I like Robin Williams. So watching it as an adult, like I think our oldest and I watched it a couple of years ago, and I'm like, oh wow, just the really heavy story about divorce. But when you're a kid, you might not always pick up on that, especially if you didn't have to go through anything like that with your parents. So it's just funny how you watch it and then you pick up other things as you're older.
Yeah, see, I haven't seen that movie for a long time since I watched that movie. Probably in the early 90s, right around when it came out is when I saw it. Really enjoyed it. Robin Williams is hilarious when he's in that kind of a role. I remember it more so. I didn't really. Again, I don't remember a lot about it. I just remember really enjoying it, thinking it was funny, and just seeing. To me, it helped. It really portrayed the love that a dad has for his kids. The guy's willing to go and dress like a woman just to be around his kids, just to see his kids and be a part of their lives. So I thought that was really, really. I don't know. Again, I haven't seen it in so long. I don't know if it holds up enough today, but
when you think about it, though, as an adult watching it, you think, what a freaking psychopath! This guy is dressing up as an old woman, working his way into his family with his ex-wife. Like, it's kind of like if I was his wife or
wasn't that Sally Field?
Yeah, Sally Field.
Yeah.
If I was his ex-wife, I would be like, you're a fucking psychopath. I'd get a restraining order.
Fair enough.
Just saying. Matthew Lawrence was in it.
Oh, he was one of the kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was him.
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I think that was. Yeah. I don't remember. It was a boy and a girl were the kids, right?
Wasn't it two girls, an older girl, the boy, and then a younger girl?
You've seen it recently, not me. So I don't remember. I just remember.
There were multiple children.
Multiple children,
yes.
but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great movie. Recommend.
This is a movie. I know a lot of my friends and we love this movie. It doesn't have to be Halloween to watch this one. Hocus Pocus. Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy.
Is my silence deafening?
It's a great movie. So great. I still watch it every year at Halloween, and even it doesn't have to be Halloween. I'm going to watch it anyway because I love that movie.
Didn't make my list. Go ahead, though.
Shocking.
Next.
Now, I watched this as a kid. I still love this movie. Robin Hood Men in Tights. It is the only Robin Hood movie I will watch. It's the only Robin Hood movie worth watching. That's how I feel. I've said it.
Great. That was on my list, too. I enjoyed it.
Carrie Elwes, classic.
Yeah.
Amy Asbeth. The songs, it's a Mel Brooks movie. The songs, it's just, that's a classic movie.
Is there anything offensive in that movie?
Oh, I'm sure everything's offensive. There's lots of sexual jokes.
Would cause it to get canceled today?
I don't care. Like I said, if you're offended by something, that's on you, honey, not me.
Fair enough. You say Mel Brooks, and anytime I think Mel Brooks, I think Spaceballs, I think Blazing Saddles, and I'm like, those movies should never be able to watch those movies now. Something like that would never get made today. So, yeah, anytime I hear Mel Brooks, that's what I think of.
I love Mel Brooks.
So, yes, funny, comedy.
Lots of good, most of his movies he has cameos, a lot of cameos.
Yeah.
It's great. Okay, next movie, Last Action Hero.
I saw that 3 times in the movie theater. I love that movie.
I've watched this movie so many times. I just remember the first time I saw it, I was like, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. I just remember thinking, this man can do no wrong. He just makes awesome movies.
This movie bombed. It was the biggest bomb.
But it was so good.
But it was awesome. I don't get how it bombed. I really don't understand it. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yes.
I still love that movie.
Right?
It's awesome. It's so awesome.
I still watch it all the time. I don't care.
It's such a good movie. But yeah, it bombed. And I think it may still have that negative stigma attached to it because it was such a box office bomb.
I don't get why. I feel like we need to get a time machine and go back in time just to change people's minds on this. Go to the theater.
I'll tell you, like I said, I saw it 3 times in the theater, and it was within 2 weeks I went back and saw it because it was out of the theater that fast as an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie back in '93 when he's at his peak box office stardom. And yeah, this movie did not do well. And yeah, every time I saw it, there was nobody in the theater.
And it was really clever.
There was nobody there, myself and my friend.
You have to realize it's not your typical action movie.
Right.
If you're going to see something like Predator, you're not going to get that type of action movie. This is something different. It's supposed to be funny and fun. It's poking fun at everything.
I thought it was really well done. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I've watched it several times in the past 5 or so years. I love it. I think it's a great movie. I'd watch that movie anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Love that movie.
Another movie I remember watching, and I was just like, yeah, Falling Down.
Michael Douglas?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Awesome movie.
Yes. And I did watch it as a kid, and I just remember thinking, all right.
That dude has just had it.
Stand up for yourself.
He's fed up.
Yep.
That dude has had it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good movie. And I mean, if they made that movie today, there's so many things that the main character could be upset and angry about.
Yes.
Could you imagine?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of ammunition for him there. Not just the type you put in a firearm either.
Yes. The next movie I have, I swear to God, the ending gets me every single time. Cool Runnings.
Oh, okay.
I love this movie. It's funny, and I love John Candy. It's the Jamaican bobsled team. And at the very end, spoilers if you haven't seen it, when they lift up the bobsled to cross the finish line, I swear it gets me all emotional because you're so it hits you in the heart. It's so wonderful. I take it you don't feel the same.
It didn't make my list. Oh no, I'm sorry. It did make my list. It's on my list. I apologize. It's on my list. But I mean, I'm not as crazy about the movie as you are, but I did like it.
You're giving me this attitude of not on my list.
No, sorry, it is on my list. I apologize. I liked it.
I liked it,
I'm not as crazy. It didn't get me like it got you. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Next.
So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Yeah, this is a good movie.
Again, remember when it came out and just instantly loved it.
Yes.
I like Mike Myers. I enjoyed watching him on Saturday Night Live. I enjoyed watching his movies, Wayne's World, and this movie was really good. It was kind of different from his typical Saturday Night Live stuff, a different type of story, and Nancy Travis is in it. But another really fun movie.
Great.
Next one, Pauly Shore, Son-in-Law. I love Pauly Shore movies.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about Pauly Shore or his movies. I've watched some. I'm just not crazy about them. Buddy, it's the Weasel, buddy.
It's not just
it's just annoying.
It's a gimmick.
I get it, but even when he was at his peak in the 90s when everybody thought he was awesome and cool. He annoyed me, even then.
Okay.
I was never a Pauly Shore fan. I never got it with Pauly Shore. Just didn't get it. Didn't understand why he was so cool. Buddy, it's the Weezer.
Hey, it's his gimmick. It's his thing. He's being different. He's his own person.
No, that's fine. It just, I didn't like it. That's
Okay.
all.
All right.
Buddy.
All right. Next, Fire in the Sky. And we just spoke about that movie recently.
We did. We brought that
Yes,
up.
Travis
Mhm.
Walton.
Yeah.
And so I won't go into too much detail about it because we've already discussed it. And the last movie is a very controversial movie. This is a movie that so many people have said so many negative things about. But I disagree with those people. I'm talking about Super Mario Brothers. What?
Go ahead, make your case.
Again, I'm a kid. It's a fun movie.
You're a
I
kid.
thought, well, when I watched it, I was a kid. I thought it was a good movie. And I even watched it recently. And I was like, yeah, I don't know why people hate on this movie so much.
Maybe because it wasn't very good.
But it was. Why are you going to hate?
It was good? Compared to what?
It's a good movie.
Watching paint dry? Okay, yes. Compared to watching paint dry, maybe it was
Hush your
good.
mouth. Hush your mouth right now.
Okay.
The nerve.
Huh? Pizza party. It's the week.
That's all I have for 1993.
That's all you have? I have so many for 1993. You ready for my list?
Yes.
Okay. So everything you said, except for the ones I didn't like. Indecent Proposal with Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson.
I saw it. Maybe because I was so young when I saw it, I just didn't appreciate it.
Give you $1 million to sleep with your wife.
So you want my wife to be a prostitute, is what you're saying?
Essentially, yeah. So just that whole. It was. How can I say it? It was a concept that I was introduced to that I'd never thought of before. Obviously, as a teenager, and I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy." And it was Demi Moore. I found Demi Moore very attractive when I was young.
Okay. What else do you have?
I enjoyed the movie. That's all I'm saying. Cliffhanger. Sylvester Stallone, when he's on the mountaintop and he's a rock climber and a mountain climber.
I don't think I watched the whole movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know.
Wow,
Just
so
didn't
good.
happen.
Sylvester Stallone, Michael Rooker. What a
I
great
do
movie.
like Michael Rooker.
What a great movie. I enjoyed it. The Firm. I know you haven't seen this movie. That's a Tom Cruise film. Really good movie. Really enjoyed that movie. The Pelican Brief with Julia Roberts, Denzel Washington.
I don't think I saw it.
That's a good movie too. That's a really good movie. It's not like an action-packed movie or anything like that. It's a political thriller.
Isn't it more of a drama?
It's like a political thriller kind of movie.
Not my kind of movie.
I really enjoyed it. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember when I saw it, I really enjoyed
I
it.
think the listeners can tell by the movies I listed my kind of movies.
Sure, fair enough. I just have more range than you do,
Okay, thanks.
perhaps. What kind of face was that you made at me? That's terrible. How dare you? Alive. Do you remember the movie Alive?
I do, where they had to, wasn't it like a soccer team or something? The plane crashes in the mountains and they end up eating each other?
To stay alive, yes, they ate the members of the soccer team that died. And I guess that's based on a true story.
That's pretty depressing.
It is. They survived, and they were finally rescued, but it was hell for the survivors to, it was hell. Let's put it that way, because I couldn't even imagine having to do something like that to survive.
I think I'd be eating the snow. Going on a fast!
Yeah, right. Sniper, Tom Berenger.
I don't know if I saw that one.
I think it was a direct-to-video type of movie, and I know there's been several sequels as well, and I'm pretty sure they're all direct-to-video. Great movie.
Okay.
Really enjoyed it. Loaded Weapon 1.
Oh, I watched it. I wouldn't put it on my favorites. It wasn't horrible.
I'm a fan of those kind of movies, those type of spoof movies.
I
like
do.
The Airplane, Naked
Yeah.
Gun. I like those kind of
I
movies.
do
The
too.
physical comedy and the sight gags and
Yes.
stuff like that. I really like that stuff. The Vanishing.
I don't know if I remember.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Refresh my memory.
It's a movie where I'm trying to remember if it was a wife or a girlfriend goes missing, and the dude goes out trying to find her, and he comes into contact with a guy who claims to know what happened to her and where she is. And I can't remember if he gets knocked out or if he gets drugged, but when he
Is he
wakes
like
up,
almost like? Is he stuck? Like, is he buried or something underground?
yes,
Okay.
when he comes to and he wakes up, he realizes what happened to her. She was kidnapped by this guy and was buried alive. So he found out what happened to her, but he met the same fate.
I do remember.
It's a twisted
But I
kind of
forgot
movie.
about it,
It's twisted, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. We said Groundhog Day. Okay, let's see. The Crush. Alicia Silverstone and Carrie Elways.
I liked it, but I didn't love it.
All right. Dave. You remember Dave?
I struggled with putting this movie on because I was going to, and I'm like, but is this a favorite? I should have put it on. Yes, I do love that movie.
I enjoyed that movie a lot. It was really, really
President Mitchell.
good. Yes. Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
Yeah, not super in love with it.
Fair enough. The Tommyknockers. This was a TV movie. It was on ABC. It was on over like 2 or 3 nights.
See, I forgot about all the TV movies. I wasn't thinking about that. Yes, I do like the Tommyknockers.
It was a little different from the book because I had just finished reading the book when this was getting announced to be put on TV as a miniseries. So I was really excited. I was like, oh, I just finished this book. Oh, what a coincidence.
Yeah.
And then it came out on TV, and I was like, oh, there's a lot of it's different. Okay. But I still enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Hot Shots Part 2. How did this not make your list?
Because I picked the first one, and I love the first one so much more, but yeah, I should have.
So you can't put sequels on your list?
No, I can.
Come on.
But
All right.
no, I just felt like, was it as good as the first one? No. I was trying to not have super long lists. I was trying to be mindful of that, not to have super duper long lists. But yes, I love that movie.
In the Line of Fire with Clint Eastwood and John Malkovich. Clint Eastwood plays a Secret Service agent.
I don't remember if I've seen it or not.
John Malkovich gets in contact with him and tells him that he's going to kill the president.
Oh, we watched that, didn't we?
Yeah, I saw this in the theater when
But
it came
didn't we
out, but
watch
I've
it
seen
over
it
the past
several
year?
times over the years. Yeah, I love that movie. Really good movie.
Isn't there a scene where he's sitting by a pond or something making the gun? Is that it? Okay,
Yes.
that was a good movie.
Yeah, you've seen it. Yeah,
Okay,
you
that
have
was a
seen
good movie.
Yeah, he makes the gun out of
Yeah,
plastic
or something, yeah.
He has plastic bullets and he... the part you're thinking of there...
But that's the movie.
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
yes, that is a good movie.
Yes, good movie. Rookie of the Year.
Is that the one where he breaks his arm?
Yeah.
Oh,
Henry
yeah.
Rowan-Gardner
Yes,
breaks
I love that
falls,
movie.
breaks his arm,
Yes.
gets it in the cast, and when he gets the cast off, all of a sudden his shoulder, he can throw really fast,
Yeah.
and he joins the Chicago Cubs. He's 10 or 11, however old he
I think
is.
he was 12.
Whatever. He's a
But
kid.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great movie.
I can't believe that didn't make your list.
Why?
Shocked. All right. Coneheads. How did Coneheads not make your list?
I don't know.
What the heck is going on with you? and
I
your
feel like
lists?
some years I don't know, maybe.
All right.
Some years you have way more than I do. But yeah.
Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday.
Is that the one where Freddy Krueger at the end, his hand? Yes, okay. Yeah, that one's good. I'm not going to say it's my favorite.
All right. Hard Target, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I don't remember.
True Romance.
Not a favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I enjoyed that movie. I saw that in the theater too. Good movie. Demolition Man. Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes. No?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever seen it? Sandra Bullock's in it.
I don't remember. If I saw like a trailer, maybe I could
All right.
remember.
We're gonna put that on the have to watch that list.
Okay, what else you got?
Mr. Nanny with Hulk Hogan.
No, thank you.
All right. Judgment Night.
I'm not familiar with that.
Really? Cuba Gooding Jr., Emilio Estevez.
No.
They're I think they're on a bus and it breaks. They rent the bus. It breaks down in the middle of like some inner city. I can't remember if it's Detroit or where it is, but they're terrorized by.
Don't know
All
it.
right.
No.
Look Who's Talking Now.
It was okay.
See, I like all those movies.
I do
enjoy
too,
them.
but
they're
I
not
wouldn't put
like
it as my
masterpieces or anything, but they're entertaining. I like them.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't put it as my favorite because we're talking about our favorites.
Okay. Addams Family Values.
Yeah, I was trying to save space on my list because I like the first one more, but that is a great movie. I do love that movie.
Saving space under. Look how long my list is for every year.
I was trying
Goodness. Grumpy Old Men.
to. It's a cute movie. Not my favorite.
This may be one of my favorite movies of all time. It's definitely in my top, we'll say top 20. Rudy.
Isn't that the movie where Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau first worked together and kind of started a lot of their collaborations?
I have no idea if that's the case. Could be, but it's a freaking awesome movie. Based on a true story.
I'm going to be 100%.
Very inspirational movie.
I'm going to be 100%
Great story.
honest with you and our listeners. I have not watched that movie.
We're going to change that.
Why?
It's a great movie. Another fun fact. One of my favorite movies, right? When I went to train to be a pro wrestler, everybody knows I trained with Al Snow in Lima, Ohio at his Body Slammers Wrestling Gym. When he picked me up at the airport, he was wearing his Rudy jacket. He had a jacket from the movie that he got because he was one of the football players on the team. He was an extra on that movie, himself and Dan Severn.
Nifty.
So I saw the jacket, I'm like, I love that movie. Where'd you get that jacket? That's cool. He's like, oh, I was an extra on the movie. I played one of the football players, me and Dan Severn. Like, oh, well, that's cool. And then, of course, every time I watch Rudy now, I'm always looking in the locker room trying to find him. Oh, where is he? Oh, there he is. Yeah, there he is. Oh, there he is. Right there. Yeah, there he is. Yeah.
All right.
So, anyway, but yeah, the movie itself, the story is fantastic. Very inspirational. Great movie. One of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Anything else for 1993?
That's going to do it for 93.
All right. So 1994. Shawshank Redemption.
Yes, great film.
I typically don't like serious films, but this was one that I did enjoy. Next movie I have, Pulp Fiction. Back then, Quentin Tarantino fan.
Great movie.
Yes, it was. Now, the next movie I didn't actually watch until I was older, so I didn't watch it when it came out. Speed, with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock.
So good. I saw this in the theater. Such a good movie.
It is.
Love that movie. Have you ever seen Speed 2?
Is that? Which one is that? I feel like I have.
I
Which
mean,
is the one where they're on the boat?
That's Speed 2. And
Yes.
it's not Keanu Reeves, it's
No.
Jason Patrick.
Yes, I was going to say it's not Keanu Reeves.
And I think that might actually be in the 90s as well. So we might talk about that after.
All right.
Next.
Another movie I love, Natural Born Killers.
Yeah, I have that on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. A movie that we watched recently that we both enjoyed, Dumb and Dumber.
That is definitely on my top 20 list. One of the greatest movies of all time.
I remember watching
Love that movie.
just like thinking, if it was real life, somebody like them, they would be so annoying.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
But watching it in a movie, it's okay.
Great.
It's funny.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Yeah, I can't even do it. I can't even put justice.
Just the whole thing, like with the gas, man. How does he know I have gas?
Yeah.
And then, like does the cork and kills the owl, the snow owl.
So awesome.
We killed their bird, and now they're killing ours.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Yes, that made
with
my list
Courtney
too.
Cox and Jim Carrey.
Yep, that made my list. I saw that in the movie theater. I remember seeing that.
Mm-hmm. A movie I absolutely love, True Lies.
Oh yeah, such a good movie.
Love that movie. And yeah, I really enjoy watching Tom Arnold and his character. Very funny, really good comic relief. But it had action, it had humor. Perfect.
Very
perfect
good. Bill
movie.
Paxton's character in that was awesome.
Oh my gosh. He was
Yeah,
so good at
really
playing
good.
such a sleazebag.
Yeah, he was
And he
awesome.
like kisses himself.
Oh, it was so funny. Yeah, that whole movie was a great movie. Fantastic movie.
Mm-hmm. This is another movie. When I first watched this as a kid, I was like, there's something about it where I felt some kind of connection to it, and I felt like it was real. And I can't explain, I just felt a connection to this movie, Stargate. And then, as you get older and we learn, like, Stargates are real, allegedly. But it seems more possible when it comes out that people are saying they're real and bringing you to these different worlds. And that was one movie that I just loved. And,
good movie. Yeah, very good movie.
And
I
it's
enjoyed it.
funny because with James Spader, he always played such a dick in the 80s movies for the most part, a little typecast. And in this movie, he's so nerdy and very awkward and very intelligent and not a dick at all. It's a nice change.
All right.
Next movie, The Client. Susan Sarandon, Brad Renfro, Tommy Lee Jones, I think, is in it. Love that movie.
Don't think I've ever seen that movie.
It's about this kid, him and his little brother witness a murder, and his little brother becomes like traumatized from it, and because they were out in the woods doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing, and so he ends up getting put in the hospital. His mom comes home from work; they're really poor, and comes home from work. She's like, "What's wrong with your brother?" He's just like totally like not responsive, almost comatose, just in total shock. Goes to the hospital, and then these people are trying to kill them because they realize that they saw the murder, and I think it's like some politician or something. So he goes to an attorney looking for help, and she ends up helping them, and they find the bad guys, and
All right.
it's a really good movie. It's very well done, and
Cool.
again, I typically don't like those kind of movies, but I love that movie.
Yeah, surprised to see that on your list.
Mm-hmm. A movie we've referenced on this show. I think it was like our second episode. Clerks.
Yes. Great movie. Mr. Kevin Smith's first.
Yes.
Very good movie.
I love that movie. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, it's in black and white.
Yeah, see, that was my impression of it too. And do you remember when you first saw it?
I think it was maybe like a year or two after it came out.
Same here. I saw it right before Mallrats came out.
I saw it, I feel like the time before Mallrats.
Well,
came
I mean,
out, but yeah.
Mallrats came out the following
Was
year.
it? So then I definitely saw it. Maybe it was when it came out to video.
Yeah, see, I saw it on video as well.
I didn't see it in the theater though.
I didn't either. I didn't know what it was. And when I was a teenager, I worked at a grocery store, and they had their little video department. And I knew the girl that worked in the video department, and she's like, "Hey, have you seen this movie Clerks?" I'm like, "No, what is it?" And she's like, "You got to watch it. I'll save it for you." I'm like, "Okay." So I took it home that night, popped it in, and I was like, "What is this? It's black and white. What is this nonsense?"
I'm
And
like,
of course,
it's
as
black
it
and
goes
white, yeah.
on and on, you start to, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's actually pretty cool." But it's just a bunch of people talking, having fun, It's a Kevin Smith movie, for crying out loud.
It's great.
Yeah, great movie. I enjoyed it.
Next movie, Reality Bites. I remember watching this movie. Janine Garofalo, Winona Ryder, Ethan Hawke, Ben Stiller, a whole lot of people in it.
Never seen it.
I just remember in the soundtrack for it. I feel like Peter Frampton's "Baby I Love Your Way," like that must have like sales shot up after this movie. But it's just about these young adults living their life, and the ordeals they go through in showing. I feel like this was one of those movies that brings in the seriousness of the 90s. 80s was about having fun and being wild, and then the 90s is like, no, we have real problems, and we have to deal with real stuff, and it's serious. And this was one of those movies. But it was still good.
All right.
Next movie I absolutely love. It's a bunch of my favorite people. Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler. Airheads. I love this movie so much.
It's a good movie. It's on my list. Yeah.
He's wiping the contract with his ass. Or he's wiping his ass with the contract. It's like, it's so good. Who's the guy? I love him.
He's wiping the contract with his ass.
Yes, I strike that, reverse it.
Awesome.
He's wiping his ass. But no, who's Joe Manganiello?
Yeah.
Plays the DJ.
Does he? Is he in it?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Love this movie so much. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
Good movie.
maybe we should watch it again. Next movie we watch every holiday season. The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
We've done episodes about the Santa
We
Claus.
have.
Or episodes.
Yes.
Yeah. Good movie. Very good movie.
Next movie, another John Waters film. Serial Mom with Sybil Shepherd. And I just think of this.
Sybil Shepherd.
Yeah.
She was the serial mom? I thought it was... No, that wasn't Sybil Shepherd. Are you sure? No, go ahead. Talk
Okay,
about it.
no,
Talk
because
about
I was
it.
going to say, I'm pretty sure Sybil
No, it's not Sybil Shepherd. It's, what's her
Kathleen
name?
Turner?
That's her. Yes.
Okay.
Kathleen Turner.
Kathleen
Thank you.
Turner. Sorry. I get them.
Like Sybil Shepherd. That's not her.
Is it Kathleen
Kathleen Turner.
Okay.
Yes. It's Kathleen
Okay,
Turner.
thank you, Kathleen. And
Ricky Lake.
Ricky, but the guy who does the Scooby-Doo
Matthew
voice.
Lillard.
Yes, Matthew Lillard. He was in it.
Sam Waterston.
I just remember one of the scenes I love is she I think it's like one of the neighbors she calls harassing, and she's like, pussy! And then like the neighbor comes over, she's like, oh, aren't those beautiful pussy willows? And the neighbor's like, oh, realizes it's her. It's so fun. That was a great movie. And no white after Labor Day, because in the court the girl has the white shoes. Such a great movie.
Yes. Good movie. It was on my list too.
Another movie I love, The Chase. Charlie Sheen and
Christy Swanson, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen the movie. I know that it's them too because I remember the commercial used to always be on during wrestling.
Really?
But I've never seen the movie. Good though?
Yes, very good.
Made your list, so must be good. All right.
I reference this movie a lot, especially now. I first saw this movie and it was funny, and now I think this is almost like what life has become. It's come to the point. PCU. Have you ever seen it?
Several times.
Yeah. So, can we just say we're not going to protest? We're not going to protest! Come on, we're not going to protest! And they start protesting. They're not going to protest. Because everyone has to protest about something. I feel like it's so relatable.
Yeah.
And the last movie I had that I know will not be on your list. Polly Shore, In the Army Now.
Not on my list, but...
Because I'm a crazy boy.
Not on my list.
Lori Petty,
Don't know, didn't see
Andy
it.
Dick,
Nope, didn't see
joins the military.
it. No kidding. Couldn't tell by the title. In the Army Now.
Just saying.
No kidding.
Brendan Fraser makes a cameo,
Good for him.
as he typically does with Polly Shore movies.
Great.
That is my 1994. What do you have?
All right. I can't believe some of these movies were not on your 1994 list. But let's begin. The Lion King. It's a classic.
It's traumatizing.
It's Disney. How's it not on your list?
I saw this movie in the movie theater with my friend.
So did I.
We got tickets from our orthodontist. They were doing like a thing where you got everyone who went there could go to the theater this day at this time to watch the movie. Her and I were bawling our eyes out when Simba's dad dies. I mean, it was bad. It was like you thought somebody we loved just died. We are bawling, and this asshole This guy, he's an adult, sitting in front of us, turns around and starts laughing at us.
People are creeps. That's like every Disney movie, though. You ever notice that? Every Disney animated movie, the parent dies, or a parent dies. Like every Disney movie. It's
that
like,
one, like that one hit me hard though.
How is that okay for kids to watch? You know, thinking of it now. You know
I don't know.
I mean?
I think it's supposed to show them like you have to like rise above these obstacles.
But these movies are made for kids like under 10.
We're gonna start the film by traumatizing you. So as we program you and brainwash you into things, it's gonna be easier because you're so distraught.
Pretty much. Think about it. That's. I mean, conspiracy theory or not. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
You traumatize a poor kid. Watches the mom or the dad die.
And that's why I will not put it as a favorite.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I put it on because I thought it was a good movie. All the other stuff I said about it aside. Forrest Gump.
I like it, but it's not a favorite.
Okay. The Mask with Jim Carrey. He had a big year that year.
Yeah. No.
Dumb and Dumber came out that year. Did Ace Ventura the year before. So, he had a good run there. Clear and Present Danger. Harrison Ford.
I've seen it, but I'm not going to give it as a favorite.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it. My Father the Hero.
I remember that
Remember this movie?
Oh, Gerard Depardieu.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Katherine Heigl was the daughter.
Was that who the daughter was?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I remember.
I'm dying now. So ridiculous.
Yes.
Great movie.
That was a good movie.
I enjoyed it. I like that movie a lot. My Girl 2.
I didn't like that one as much.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't Macaulay Culkin this time. It was the kid that was in Last Action Hero, and I can't remember the kid's name. Austin something or other.
Mackenzie or something? Austin something or other.
I can't remember his name. Blue Chips, Shaquille O'Neal, Nick Nolte.
Yep.
Such a good movie. Naked Gun, 33 and a Third, The Final Insult.
Yeah, that was good. I like the Naked Gun movies.
D2, The Mighty Ducks.
Yes. No, that was good. That was good.
With Honors, Brendan Fraser.
Yes.
You see this movie? Really good movie. Joe Pesci plays like a homeless hobo kind of guy, and they take him in.
Yes, I've seen it, but it's like
you can't really remember it. It's a really good movie. I want to say I've seen it like I've seen it since it came out, obviously, like several times, but I can't remember the last time I watched it. But it's a really good movie. I really enjoyed that movie a lot. The Crow.
I didn't have this movie because I saw it. I really did like this movie, but I feel like it got so overhyped. And people make it out to be this masterpiece. Is it a masterpiece? No. It's a really good movie.
I agree. I don't think it's a masterpiece. I think a lot of I don't want to say appeal, but I guess a lot of the hype around it was because Brandon Lee died making it. So I think that was, I liked Brandon Lee.
I took it as more so because about who his character was. And just about the things that he went through. That sort of, more so like his girlfriend, more so what they were dealing with. That people found attractive with the movie, but
I don't know. I don't know how it did as far as the box office goes, but I know
pretty well.
For me, a lot of it was, oh, geez, he dies in this movie. I want to, like, I told you, I was already a Brandon Lee fan, so when I heard that he was making this movie, I was like, oh, that's awesome. I think I read about it in like Starlog magazine or Sci-Fi magazine. When, the Sci-Fi Channel had their own magazine out. It was one of those, and I read that he was making this movie. I was like, oh, awesome. And then obviously the news comes out that he dies making the movie. I was like, oh, geez, that's
terrible. And then they go along saying it's part of the curse, like with his dad.
Yeah, that's something we could maybe explore and do a show on someday. But yeah, I like the movie a lot. I'm with you though. I think that it got a reputation for being some fantastic masterpiece, and I don't think it's that. And that's no disrespect to the filmmakers or anybody involved.
It's a really good movie.
Great soundtrack, too.
Yes.
Great soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Next one on my list, City Slickers 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold. They're awesome. They're fun. They're funny. I'm a big Billy Crystal fan. I love Billy Crystal. I think he's hilarious. Big fan. Wolf with Jack Nicholson.
Yes, I remember that movie.
Becomes a werewolf. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Shadow.
Which one is that? Is that like, who's in that one?
It's Alec Baldwin. Is The Shadow. I'm pretty sure it's Alec Baldwin. You don't remember?
Nope. Okay, what else do
Nobody
you have?
knows, but The Shadow knows.
Apparently I don't know either, so it's
The
okay.
Shadow knows. Yeah, it's Alec Baldwin.
Okay. What else?
Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Okay, it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, so thumbs up right there. And he's a time cop. He's a cop that polices time and time travel. So he goes back in time.
What did we just say? There is no such thing as time. Time does not exist.
Yeah, but the movie...
Therefore, his job does not exist.
All right. Great movie. We own it. We're going to watch it. Have you seen it?
I don't think so.
You've never seen Time Cop? What? All right, we're watching Time Cop tonight.
No. Nope.
Ed Wood.
That's a great movie.
It is a really good movie.
That
Ed
is.
Wood. George Animal Steel. Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Yeah.
The Scout with Brendan Fraser and Albert Brooks.
I wasn't too into that movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
surprised.
just didn't really care about it that much.
See, I like Albert Brooks. I really enjoy his comedy. He's not like over the top funny, but I feel like I like him. I enjoy a lot of his stuff.
Isn't he in a movie? Isn't it like he dies and it's like his process of like you have to review your life? And I don't know when it came out. Might have been the 80s or 90s.
It could be. It sounds like a movie he would do. I'm not
I
sure.
feel like that was him.
the
It just
title.
it popped in my head when you said Albert Brooks.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Albert Brooks. I like his stuff. The Specialist. Sharon Stone. Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, I got
No?
nothing.
Nothing? Good movie. Really enjoyed it. Little Giants.
That's a cute movie, but I'm not gonna say it's my favorite.
Oh, it was a good movie. It was so good. Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah, it was good.
I enjoyed it.
And more of like the
I liked how they kind of blurred the lines between
Yeah.
reality and they broke the fourth wall, kinda. I
yeah,
guess.
and it was good, but I'm not gonna say it's my favorite.
It wasn't my favorite, but I really enjoyed it. I thought
Well,
it was
this show is
really
about
good.
our favorites.
Okay, well, then I guess that you can take out 95% of these movies because they're not my favorites, but my favorite 90's movies that I really enjoyed.
Okay.
These are them.
What else do you have?
Junior.
I missed Junior.
You missed Junior.
Oh, I love that movie.
This movie came out in 1994, and I didn't see it probably until maybe 10 years later. I waited to see this
really?
movie. Yeah.
And this is another Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Teaming up, yeah. I didn't see it because I thought the concept was stupid. Like, just as a kid, I thought, like, he's pregnant. Like, what? Oh, come on.
It was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who cares?
Exactly. But as a kid, I was like, that's stupid. Like, come on. The guy gets pregnant. Okay. That was, and I mean, obviously, today, guys can't get pregnant. It's obvious, right? I think. That's still not a real thing, right? So I never saw it as a kid because I was like, it's dumb. Come on. It's a little much. That was my thinking. Then I watched it. I was like, oh, that's actually a really good movie. I enjoyed it when I finally did see it. So it made my list.
Nice.
It made my
It was
list.
a good movie.
Yes. So 1995.
All right.
Start us off.
Clueless.
Yes.
That, I don't know, I feel like there was something about this movie, it was very colorful. I feel like it kind of brought out the colorful part of the 90s, the fashion, Alicia Silverstone, Brittany Murphy. This was like one of Paul Rudd's first bigger movies, I believe.
I thought wasn't he in one of the Halloween movies? Wasn't that one of his first starring roles?
No, I'm just saying like one of the bigger.
Like a box office kind of hit, is that what you mean? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Paul Rudd was in this, and
Yep.
it was just a sweet and fun movie.
It made my list. I
Yes.
enjoyed it.
The next movie, I love this movie, Seven. We quote this
yeah.
movie all the time.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
Every time we get a package.
What's in the box? Come on, what's in the box?
I remember watching the part where they find the guy for sloth.
Yeah.
And I just
Oh,
remember
yeah.
thinking, like, that is awesome. That is how you punish somebody. That is, like, that's what you do to really bad people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Another movie with Kevin Spacey, The Usual Suspects.
Yes. The movie.
Benicio del Toro.
I didn't see this movie till you and I were together. This is
Really?
the first time I ever saw it. Yeah.
Wow.
Good movie, though. Very good movie.
Yes.
Enjoyed it.
Kaiser Sose.
Guys, was also
Another Mel Gibson movie, Braveheart.
Braveheart.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Was it that movie? I'm just thinking of The Office where Phyllis gets married and he says, like, what is it, where the king sleeps with all the brides? I forget what it's called.
Was it the one with... I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
like,
can't
was it the
remember.
bridal shower one maybe? Or where he's talking, because he's going to, I forget the term of it, it just popped in my head. And he's like, I did not realize that meant that was a time when the kings would sleep with the brides to deflower them before they're married. Yeah. But yeah, I forget what it's called. But I feel like that was something that happened in this movie too. Wasn't it in Braveheart? Like one of the women is supposed to get married and the king or somebody wanted to sleep with her first.
I don't recall.
There's so much happened in that movie.
Yeah, great movie, though.
Another movie we watched recently with our kids, we've talked about it recently, The Truman Show.
Yes.
Yes.
I can't believe that came out in 95.
I know.
I thought that was later, but yeah.
Yeah. Another movie that we love, Jumanji.
Yeah, great movie.
Great movie.
The original with Robin
Yes.
Williams, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on a second. Truman Show?
Yeah.
Are you sure that was 95?
That's what I had on my list.
No.
No,
that wasn't
I'm wrong.
95. That was definitely not 95.
Oh, goodness. Oh, that was 98. How'd that get on my 95?
That's a great question. Look at no, that didn't come out in 95.
Oh, okay, well,
Yeah,
I was
98.
wrong.
You were way off.
Apparently, gonna
We'll-
have to check these.
We'll come back to that one.
Yeah. One that did come out in 1995, though, Toy Story.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like I need to double check all
Nope,
these. Like
nope.
a bunch
Toy
I
Story came out in
did.
95. For sure.
Okay. The next movie, I pop you every time.
Oh,
Mama! Mama! I pop them every time.
so good.
Friday. I was gonna quote
It's
it
so good.
in the previous show. Like, I
Oh,
forget
no.
what we said. And I was gonna like quote it, and I was just like, nope, I'm not gonna say anything because I want to get to this movie. Wait till we bring it up.
It's so good.
There's so many quotable
Oh,
things.
I love that movie.
Ever like watch a fight and then like go up to the person who got knocked out and be like, you got knocked the fuck out. Like,
You got knocked the fuck
yeah,
out.
like you just,
So good.
oh, it's wonderful.
So awesome.
So many quote, because it's Friday and you got nothing to do.
It's Friday. You ain't got no job. Hey, you ain't got shit to do.
Bye, Felicia.
Tremendous.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Love that movie. Another movie I love, Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bill Madison. Good flick. Very good movie.
And another Saturday Night Live alum movie, Tommy Boy, with Chris Farley.
So good. Love Tommy Boy. Rob Lowe's in that.
Yes.
Really good movie.
Yes.
Just love that movie.
Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking where he's in the sailboat.
Good stuff.
Another movie, one of those more serious 90 movies, Empire Records.
That's
it's
on my
Rex
list.
Manning Day!
Yeah, I got that on my
Oh,
list.
Rexy, you're so sexy.
I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah. And the Sugar High song.
That's
Yeah.
right. That was in that movie.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Renee Zellweger was in it. Liv Tyler was in it.
Is that who it was? It was Renee Zellweger?
Yeah, she did the Sugar High.
That was
she was
her?
the slut in the movie. Yeah.
I thought it was the girl in Chasing Amy. What's her name? Joey
No.
Lauren Adams. It's
No.
not her?
No, it was Renee Zellweger.
That was Renee Zellweger?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, there you go. Okay. No kidding. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed Empire Records. I
Oh,
like
that
that.
movie's so fun, though. And another kind of brings you into the more serious 90s movies. Hackers.
Made my
Angel-
list.
Yep,
Yeah, that was good.
Angelina Jolie. That I just remember like watching that movie, and be like, this movie is so cool. And I just think like, is that really what it looks like when you're hacking computers?
Yeah,
I don't know.
not so much.
I am not
But-
a hacker. But I remember watching it like, is that what it looks like when they're typing? I don't know. Another movie I absolutely love, Lori Petty, Tank Girl.
Never seen it.
It's so awesome.
All right.
Lori Petty, like, she's such a kick-ass woman, and she's strong, and she's funny. And I really liked her character. It's one of those characters you feel like you can relate to, and you want to be like. You want to be this tough chick who's strong but has a good sense of humor. Yeah.
All right.
Next movie I know you love, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh, this movie is awesome. I love this movie. Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis.
Oh my goodness. This movie is just
So good.
so many kinds of wonderful. How can I count the ways?
I love this movie. Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
It's not my. I don't know which Die Hard is my favorite. I go back and forth on all of them. Well,
I do too.
Except for like the later ones.
Yeah,
are
but,
a
like,
little less.
within the first three.
The first three.
But this
was
one,
like,
I love
Yeah,
Samuel
it's so
Jackson.
yeah. Oh
Mhm.
man, great movie. Love that movie.
Next one, Kevin Smith. We just mentioned it. Mallrats.
Yep, Mallrats made my list as well.
Yes. Joey Lauren Adams is in that too.
That's right. She is in that one. Yeah.
Who is it? Silent Bob, whose head keeps going through like the changing room doors every
Just
time
random
she's trying
spots
on
where she's
stuff.
trying to change. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, next we have The Prophecy. Eric Stoltz and
Christopher Walken.
thank you, Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
That movie was so good. It was creepy and
That was 95.
oh god, was I wrong again?
Are
I'm
you
gonna have
sure?
to go through my list and double check everything.
Because I like that movie a lot, and it's not on my list.
I know it's in the
You sure? The Prophecy.
1995.
Really?
And
Huh.
Elias Koteas is in that
No
too.
kidding. Okay,
Yes.
that didn't make my list.
Oh.
Weird.
Another movie that I love, Tales from the Crypt and Demon Knight.
Yes.
Billy Zane! It's Billy Zane, come on. Love him in that movie.
And Bill Sadler, Jada Pinkett.
Yes, Jada
Before she was
Pinkett,
Jada
yeah.
Pinkett Smith. Yeah.
So good.
C.H. Pounder.
Yes! I was just gonna say, I love the scene where she has the grenade. She's like, supper time! And then like blows everyone up.
Awesome. Good movie.
So
Yeah.
good.
Really enjoyed it.
Another movie, again, one of those serious kind of high school teenager movies. It's funny though. It was kind of sad. Angus.
I never saw Angus.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I never saw it.
I love that movie so much. And I just remember watching being like, why are they so mean to him? They should just be nice to him. The last movie I have, the Brady Bunch movie. I remember being in high school. I used to, just as a kid, I loved watching the Brady Bunch. And I was just like, it's funny, but it's not just, like, it's like the Brady Bunch, but it's way more edgier and the tongue-in-cheek kind of joking and everything. And RuPaul is in it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's RuPaul. I love this. Yeah, I love that movie, absolutely. And that movie, is it Christine Taylor?
Yes.
She's Marcia.
Yes.
And she was like a dead ringer for Jan Brady. Like, she was probably the one who looked the most like that character.
Marsha.
I'm sorry, not Jan, for Marcia Brady. She looked just like Marcia.
Yeah.
So it was weird seeing her in other movies after, thinking,
Yeah. Hey, that's
it's
Marsha.
Marcia Brady. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like you. I loved the Brady Bunch when I was a kid, and watched it all the time.
Yeah.
So when the movie came out, I was like, "Oh, cool, a Brady Bunch movie!" And
Mhm.
yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I love those. Yep.
Good
All right,
stuff.
that's
I
my
made my list, too.
1995.
All right. Let's see what I got for 95. Batman Forever. Val Kilmer
Yeah, but
as the Caped Crusader.
not my favorite Batman.
Not my favorite Batman either, but it made my list.
Okay.
Did you ever see Waterworld with Kevin Costner.
I did, and I didn't hate it as much as everyone complained about it. Like everyone
everybody hated that movie.
I didn't hate it.
Neither did I. I put it on my list because I was like, I liked that movie. I didn't hate that movie, but I remember. I think I'd have to research, so I don't want to speak completely out of turn here, but I want to say that it made money at the box office, but everybody hated it, or it bombed, or I can't remember. But I remember it had like a really big budget.
It got a lot of hate.
I know it had a huge budget, and everybody hated that movie. But I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Jerky Boys, the movie. Did you ever see that?
I was into the Jerky Boys.
See, I was. I liked it. I mean, it came out right when I was a junior, senior in high school, so it was, the Jerky Boys were cool, making prank calls and all that kind of thing. Remember when doing that was a thing? Did you ever do that when you were a kid? Make prank calls? Prank call people?
I don't recall.
You
I think my brother did.
Oh, come on. Used to
I
love
just
prank
remember,
call
like,
people.
is your refrigerator running? Oh, you better go catch it.
So ridiculous. Harmless fun as a child, teenager. Bad Boys. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
No.
Have you never seen it? Or you didn't like it?
I think I saw parts of it.
That was a great movie. Really enjoyed it. I like most of Will Smith's movies, so I'm a big Will Smith fan, and Martin Lawrence, same thing. Big fan of Martin Lawrence.
I do like Martin Lawrence. I used to love the show Martin.
Yeah, it was a funny show. It was a funny show. The Basketball Diaries with Leonardo DiCaprio.
I was going to put that on there, and I was like, I haven't watched it in so long, and I don't know.
That's a movie that
It's a great movie.
I've never seen it uncut, unedited. I guess I've always seen it when it was on TV as a kid, growing up, like as a teenager. It was always on like TNT or TBS or one of those networks, and that's when I would see it. So it would always be edited. So I believe it's a rated R movie, but yeah, I've never seen it uncut or unedited. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good movie.
So you remember the Lou Reed song, People Who Died? Like, those are people who died.
Yeah.
So did I ever tell you, like, this weird thing happened? I hear it, like, it would be so weird, like, somebody we knew died, and then within a few days, that song, I hear it on the radio.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was really weird. And after, like, the third time it happened, I'm like, okay, this is...
That's a little weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
It was very bizarre.
You could argue that's a coincidence, but that's a strange...
I believe in synchronicities.
Yeah, at least that'd be a strange coincidence.
Yeah,
especially if it happened 3 times.
It was usually within, like, a few days of it happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Tales from the Hood. Have you ever seen Tales from the Hood?
Yes! I remember Tales from the
movie.
Hood. Yeah.
I really enjoyed that movie a lot. Judge Dredd with Stallone.
I remember that movie.
All right. That's all you need to say.
That's all I have to say. I remember that movie.
I liked it.
Okay.
9 Months.
I love that movie. I should have put it on.
I saw that in the movie
that
theater. I remember I went to the movie theater with my mom to see that. She wanted to go see it. I'm like, all right, fine. I'll go. And I ended up loving it. I thought it was going to be stupid, and I ended up laughing.
It was great.
I thought it was really good.
Tom Arnold and Joan Cusack are in it, too.
That's right.
Hugh Grant.
Yeah, Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. What's her name? Julianne Moore?
Yeah, Julianne Moore.
Yeah. Under Siege 2, Dark Territory.
I have not seen Under Siege.
We're going to see Under Siege 2 because you just watched Under Siege 1 and you were all cool with it, so we're definitely going to do Under Siege 2.
Okay.
Kids.
I didn't like that movie. I'm going to be honest. Didn't like it. I know it jump-started careers of a lot of actors.
It did. I put it on my list not because I thought it was like a masterpiece or anything like that, but it was memorable. Because
I've got no legs.
I have no legs. Yeah. I saw that movie when it first came out, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? It was just a very... I can't say I could relate to it because I didn't do any of the stuff that a lot of the kids in that movie were doing, but it was... I knew people that were doing a lot of that stuff, so I thought that it was just very... I almost thought that it was a documentary. I think when I first watched it, I'm like, is this a documentary? Is this real? Like, what is this? Because just the way it was shot and the way that the actors acted it and everything, it seemed very, legitimate, I guess. And again, just because I knew people that were in those type of situations. So for me, I thought that it was very like, whoa. It was just kind of one of those, I wasn't used to seeing that in a movie. So seeing that in a movie and seeing that act like a spotlight, I guess, being placed on those type of situations and having characters like that be the focus, I thought was just memorable. So I'm not going to say I liked it, because it wasn't like, oh, that was awesome. It was nothing like that. It was very memorable for me.
Yeah,
So.
I did not like that movie.
Showgirls.
I never saw it.
Wow, that movie is so bad that it's awesome.
I never
It's
saw
so
it.
bad, it's good. I saw that because obviously it's, I was a young, at some point, I was young, a long time ago, galaxy far away. But it had Jessie from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. She was my
Elizabeth
least favorite.
Berkley.
Yeah, she was my least favorite character from Saved by the Bell.
Me too, but it was still Jessie from Saved by the Bell, and she's topless in it, or nude, or whatever. So I'm like, oh, I got to see that. That's cool. That was like the appeal as a kid. Well, as a teenage boy, I should say. So I wasn't really a kid. I was, 16. Something
I didn't
like
have that same urge, I guess.
Right, but the movie itself is just so, it's just bad. It's so horrible.
What is it even about?
It's about this girl who goes to Vegas to become a dancer, like a showgirl. Like one of those, like a showgirl, that's it. Like, that's it. It's not, there's no real plot, I guess. That's the plot. It's just...
You see boobs. Maybe say more.
Just everybody's topless in
Yeah.
it. Gina Gershon's in it. Who else is in it? There's a bunch of people in it, but she just shows up in Vegas, becomes somebody's understudy, and it's a whole...
So, when you say showgirl, I think of like Las Vegas showgirl, not necessarily getting topless, but the pageantry
Right.
and like dancing. Or do you mean like stripper?
No, it wasn't stripper. It was, I guess, I don't know if it was at the time. I'm not sure, but this is like a showgirl, like a Vegas showgirl. It wasn't in a strip club. It was like a show, yeah. But for whatever reason, they're all topless in the damn thing. Like everybody.
Because they wanted people who buy tickets to the movie.
I guess, but it bombed. From what I understand, it bombed, and like everyone hated it. But now I think it's kind of almost like a cult classic kind of thing, just because it's so
I
bad
don't know.
that it's like one of those you have to watch it because it's so bad,
Wow.
and there's lots of boobs.
All right then. Okay, what else do you have?
Assassins.
I don't think I've seen that.
Sylvester Stallone, Antonio Banderas.
Didn't see it.
That was a good movie. Get Shorty. John
Yeah,
Travolta,
that's a
Danny
good movie.
DeVito.
That was good.
I really liked that
Mhm.
movie. And then it was Get Shorty. Then it was the sequel? Was it Be Cool?
I think so.
That with The Rock. The Rock was in it. It was the
Oh,
same
yeah.
characters. The
Yeah.
Rock was in it.
I didn't see these until recently.
I like those movies.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think the sequel came out in like 2005 or
I don't
something.
remember.
Anyhow, Copycat with Sigourney Weaver.
I did see that, but
I liked it. Where she's like I forget what the
is it a prosecutor or something?
she's something. She's I want to say she's an attorney or something like that. Some kind of an investigator or something. And there's a serial killer who basically goes on a rampage, and she can't leave her apartment. I can't remember what the condition is. What's it called when you can't leave? You can't go outside. You fear going outside. What's that called? Somehow she
Like a phobia, she...
Yeah,
Okay.
I forget what it's called. And Holly Hunter, I believe, is the other main character in it, who works with Sigourney Weaver's character to try to capture this serial killer. It's really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Oh, yes, that's a great movie. We've mentioned parts about it.
Yeah.
The Monopoly Man.
The American President, with Michael Douglas and Annette Bening.
I remember it, but I really don't recall much of that.
I really enjoyed that movie a lot too. It's like a love story essentially. It's the President of the United States falling in love with some woman, Sydney, I believe was the character's name. Anyhow, I liked it. Great movie. Casino.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Pesci, De Niro, Sharon Stone, James Woods.
It was good, but I always kind of
So
felt
good.
like it was like they were trying to remake Goodfellas in a sense, like try to capture that.
Well, I mean, it had a lot of the same actors in it,
Mhm.
and it's Scorsese, so
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what you're.
So if I had to choose, I choose Goodfellas. That's
I liked Goodfellas better,
Mhm.
but I really like Casino. It's like if I had to rank them, I'd say Goodfellas 1 and Casino like 1A. Like I really like Casino a lot.
All right.
Big fan. Heat. You ever seen Heat?
I remember it, but I don't think I actually
Robert
saw
De
it.
Niro, Al Pacino,
I
Val
don't think I saw
Kilmer. Great movie. And this is the movie where they
I
say
might have seen it, but I just don't remember because it was so long ago.
this is the movie where they say that Pacino and De Niro like hated each other's guts and didn't want to be seen on screen together, or didn't want to be in any scenes together. So they had to film everything in a way where they were never on the screen at the same time. So when their characters were talking to each other, it would be like the back of one of their heads while you see the face of the actual actor.
Imagine having an ego so
Having
big.
this, yeah, and they had to keep swapping it. Like, yeah,
You
that's-
refuse to do your job with a coworker.
I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's
If that was true,
or not. But if you watch the movie, I mean, you could tell that you're looking for that, and they're never on the screen at the same time. It's weird. So I don't know what their heat was, what their beef was. I don't know, but that was. But the movie itself, I really liked
or
it
just
a
don't
lot.
make the movie.
Why? It was a great movie. I liked it. Sudden Death. Another Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Great movie. And the last on my 95 list is 12 Monkeys.
I have only seen parts of this movie.
We have to watch it then. Great movie.
Mm.
Bruce Willis, Brad Pitt.
I remember it was on
Time
TV. I only saw
travel.
parts of it. I never got to watch the whole thing.
They made a TV series
No, I remember that.
based on this movie.
The parts I saw were good, but I just never had the opportunity, I guess.
We'll have to check it out. I haven't
Okay.
seen it in a while, so
Yeah.
we'll definitely check that one out together. But-
okay.
So that we've done 94, or 93, 94, and
95. So now we have 96, 97,
Well, I tell you what,
98, 99.
I'm looking at the time here.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should start winding this episode down.
All right. Looks like we're going to have part 3 to wrap this up.
Part 3, possibly part 4, depending on how big our lists are and how much we want to blab our mouths about these movies.
True.
So hopefully you've enjoyed part 2 of our trip down nostalgia lane into the 1990s and our favorite 90s movies. So, we'd love to hear from you though
Yes.
and get your thoughts on do you like any of these movies? Did we miss anything that you feel like we should have put on our list? but
Even
we
if
didn't
it's not
for
our
whatever reason?
favorite, what's your favorite?
Absolutely. We'd love to hear from you. You can reach us. We have social media. We have a Twitter account, which is,
At Homewrecker Pod.
we have Instagram,
Homewrecker Podcast.
and we also have Harlan.
Yes. At Homewrecker Pod.
And you can visit us on our website, buy a t-shirt,
Yes.
support us that way if you'd like.
Sure.
We appreciate it. Shirts are
Absolutely.
pretty cool and comfy too.
They are very comfortable.
So what's our website?
Homewreckerpodcast.com.
Aha!
Mm-hmm.
And you can find us on YouTube.
Mhm.
If you don't like listening and you'd like to see and hear us.
See my faces.
Especially see my wife. I mean, she's the looker of the movie
Okay.
too.
Or just see our reactions, because
Yeah, we
apparently pretty funny.
I guess, sure, I suppose. You can find us on YouTube and Brighteon as well. So
Mhm.
check us out there.
Subscribe and like our videos, please.
Yes, please. And if you haven't already, head on over to iTunes, hit the subscribe button,
Mhm.
or wherever it is you listen to your podcast.
Yes.
And if you don't mind, leave us a 5-star review and take the time to write us a nice review. We'd appreciate that as well. Thank you so much for everybody that's been supporting us.
Yes.
And to all of our listeners everywhere around the world, it's like every week we just get more and more listeners. The audience keeps growing, so thank you very much to everybody that's supporting us, that's getting the word out about the Homewrecker Podcast.
Thank you. We are very appreciative and we love you.
We do. We really, really appreciate it and all the support. So, until next time, when we come back and maybe conclude,
I think we can
possibly,
get it wrapped up.
maybe, we'll see. If not, we do another part. Whatever. It's our thing. We can do whatever. It's a podcast.
It's our show, damn it.
It's
We
our
can
podcast.
do whatever we
We
want.
can do whatever
Yeah.
we want.
You're not the boss of me.
That's right. So, Until next time, I am the Golden Greek Alex Sarah, and I've been joined, as always, by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, the lovely Monique.
And you've been listening to the Homewrecker Podcast.
As I hit my microphone here.
Tremendous.
Whoops. Not editing that. We'll
You
leave
don't
that
need
right. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye.